This is the story of the world's most dangerous
Who
hackers
are looting
the world for money, while there are some hackers who are trying to catch them. So the film scene opens, and we see a power plant in
where
Hong
electricity
Kong.
is made.
But then suddenly, some people hack the system here, and the cooling machine here, which keeps the system cool,
was also shut down.
Due to this, the whole power plant
And
gets
due
hot.
to the
increasing heat, there is a big blast there. Due to this, the whole plant is destroyed. After this, we see the army captain,
to whom
the government officers were asking questions
because
about this captain was the best student in computer science, so that's
and
why
information
everyone thinks
technology.
that only he can solve this
After
problem.
this,
the captain starts explaining to
how
everyone
they have
hacked the system here. Those hackers have actually used software Red, which is such a fast software with which we can take control of anyone's system, and
they were
able to
access.
do this.
Because the system there was not so modern, it was old.
When the officers ask him if the hackers have hacked the system through Red, then can't we catch them through Red? On this, the captain says
But
that
for
we can
this,
definitely
we need
catch
the code
them.
and the hard drive from the plant,
which is actually a storage in which all the data is stored. But for now, we can't go there.
Because due to the destruction of the power plant, that place has become hot.
And now we should wait for the place to cool down. And then he sends all the details to the FBI
so that they
can also find out about it. The FBI sends him some codes.
And he gets worried as he reads them.
And he directly comes to his sister and tells her everything.
And also that
I need your help,
because only then I will be able to solve
but
all
she
these
refuses
problems.
that I am busy. Then he explains to her again that the FBI had sent some codes to me.
And after reading them, I
that
have
those
come to know.
hackers are very dangerous.
And their
name is Blackhat, whose mind runs
And
very
if they
fast.
are not
stopped,
Then what will they do? No one knows.
and for this work, I need a trustworthy computer expert. That is you for me, so support me.
On this,
she agrees this time.
then they come to know that
Those hackers have also made a mess in the city
they have
market.
made the prices of things upside
Then
down.
they go to the FBI, where they meet the FBI agent,
who was looking at the whole problem.
The captain tells her that I will find them. But for this, I need a man, whose name is Nicholas, who used to be a hacker once. Hearing his name, the FBI agent gets
you
angry.
can't
find Nicholas now.
He is also in
You
jail.
have no idea how many banks
how
he
much
robbed.
money he earned.
He did everything so cleanly that no one even knew. So I don't think he can help you. Then the captain says that when I was in MIT,
Then he and I wrote a book together, in which more work was his.
And these hackers have also used those things. So if we want to reach those smart hackers,
Then we need a smarter person than
who
them.
is no one else but Nicholas.
Now
the FBI agent understands
So somehow
this. She gets Nicholas out. Then they come to the system to find out about the hackers. There they know that the system that has been hacked.
A lot of codes have been inserted into
To understand this, the Red software has to be inserted
So
into
Nicholas
it. himself sits on the system and starts
finds
checking.
a file there.
As soon as he opens
He
it,
finds
out that this is the Red software.
Then he
asks the worker there that you are not forgetting
I
anything.
mean,
by mistake, you left your device
But
like
he
this.
didn't remember anything.
Then he asks if there is any worker who has recently left his job
Then
here.
he tells that yes,
There is a man who has worked here for only a month.
and he was the manager here.
And when they find out that the manager had access here, the control here, then they start checking all the files here. They also find out the address of this
So they
manager's
immediately
house.
reach there.
His dead body is found in his house because he took too many drugs. Now Nicholas checks the computer of this manager.
He finds out that he used to talk to a man,
who is no one else but the hacker who has spread destruction
and
everywhere.
he also destroyed the power
He was
plant.
going to meet this manager, but he died before that. Now Nicholas himself starts talking
By
to
being
that
the
hacker
manager
and says that I want to meet
The
you.
decision is made between
that
them.
they meet in a hotel in
Now,
Charlotte. They had to somehow reach those hackers. So they start tracing their location where they are. It turns out that they do not stay
But
in
their
one
location
place.
keeps changing. In the meantime, an officer had also
Who come to
here.
know about everyone. He removes the timer that traces Nicholas from 1 hour to 1 day, so that if he is away from them, they can find him.
There was also a trigger on his foot. Things were not coming forth in front
So
of them.
they were still worried. So that's why they cling to the hook. After all, why did those hackers reverse the
Who
prices
can benefit
of things?
from this?
They get the details of all the people of that day,
those who had earned the most money.
They find out that there are 3 people in total who earned the most money that day,
and even got it out.
That too from the same account. So now these people were also after these
now
3.
Nicholas and the captain's sister had reached the Chinese hotel where the hacker had asked them to come.
But even after a long time, when
Nicholas
no one goes
comes
inside to check, he checks the system there. It turns out that access to the system is controlled by someone else
who has been watching them for a long time.
What have they come here to do? Then Nicholas begins to find out who it is, and then he finds out the code of that man's computer.
He talks to him.
That man asks Nicholas who you are. Then Nicholas tells him his name something else,
on which the man was angry.
Says that you're going to die soon.
Seeing this, Nicholas immediately turns off the system.
And the captain's sister, he takes his friend and starts leaving
but
from here.
Some people
had come here to kill them,
about which Nicholas also found out.
That's why they go from there after trapping them. After escaping, he calls the captain first, tells that someone had deliberately killed that manager.
His death was not due to taking drugs,
but someone deliberately put a code in his system after killing him so that we can talk to them. And to get us out of the way, they reach here. Hearing this, the captain says that now they have seen your face.
So be careful.
And now we have to reach them as soon as possible because we have found out the location. But it is also possible that they are using some other software which is telling the wrong location.
And one more thing.
As far as 3 people who are discovered, they have taken out about $73 million. His friend comes to Nicholas.
We find out that now they have started liking each other.
He tells Nicholas that we should go to Hong Kong because those hackers had hacked the very first system there in the power plant. And now they leave for Hong Kong.
They meet another person there
who tells them that we are using seawater to fix the system there so that the place gets cold again. And I don't think you will get anything
Everything
from there.
Has been destroyed.
Hearing this, Nicholas's friend says
if something happened to the system,
then all the data would have gone into the memory. That is, in storage. And if we get that storage, then at least we will be able to know who hacked the system. Hearing this, the man says that the room is still very hot. It will take time to get cold. Then we will be able to go there. Now they find out that the officer and FBI agent are calling because they have found a hacker
who has some information.
The hacker gives them information about the money. No one has run yet after taking them. They're still in the account. Then Nicholas asks him that can you tell
how do the 3 of them talk to each other?
The hacker says that they do not talk.
Just meet.
The FBI agent asks Nicholas that you are also a hacker. And you have done this work before.
So if you were in their place, what
Nicholas
would you do?
Tells that as soon as I
disappears with money.
Because anything can happen with money.
And with the help of money, I would also be caught.
Now Nicholas begins to understand
everything.
He says that these 3 are not. In fact, there is also a head
who
of
is
them telling them what to do. That is why the money is still in the account. Now these people start trading all their data.
Where do they go?
From which it is known that these 3 go to different places. And then 3 people meet at one place. But they do not know who these people are.
And what is the place where these people meet each other?
Then these people get the details of that place.
They get a name,
which was of a man named Ilyas,
who always used to come here.
Then these people get all the information
and the next
about
day,
Nicholas reaches that location. He starts sending a message by hacking the signal here.
But only then it is found that the hackers are very clever.
Because they have already hacked all the signals here and closed them. So now these people send him a message through Bluetooth
and when
signals.
The answer
to their message comes,
then Nicholas immediately shuts down his system.
After which he comes and gives all this information to the FBI agent. The hacker's message is here.
Jason asks Nicholas,
can you understand that message?
On which he answers yes.
And says, but it needs some time because these messages are very difficult. Then they get information that all that money has been sent to a casino
where gambling is played. From this, they understand
that those people have known what we are doing and what we're going to do
so
next.
Now
these people start keeping an eye on
soon
Ilyas.
He gets the news of this.
He runs away from here.
These people follow him.
A lot of bullets are fired between his people and Ilyas's
Here
people.
Ilyas uses his mind.
He leaves some money there and runs away to a lonely city, because of which these people have to come back. Then Nicholas receives the captain's message,
who is telling him that the power plant's heat has been reduced. So now we can go there.
So now these people go there and reach
The storage
system,
had been removed from the system,
whose entire data is removed by Nicholas.
but it is known that all the data has been removed.
It means that now this data is not going to be of any use to them.
He begins to think.
He says to the agent that when you people had arrested
Then
me,
I had also ruined all my data.
with the belief that you people will never be able to recover it.
You will not
be able to get it back by correcting the data again.
But you did this, but how?
On which he tells that France has made a software
Which runs
very fast with the help of a computer.
Its access control is received for a while.
During this, we recovered your data. Nicholas asks, how can I get access to that software now?
The agent replies
that you can't get
but
it.
I will try. She immediately calls the French officer, but he refuses.
So she tells Nicholas that nothing can be done now. Nicholas says that I can hack their system.
So she guides him to think and see.
If the French senior officer comes to know about this, then he will not spare you, but he does not care about this.
He sits on the system and goes to his work,
but he tells the rest of the people to run away from here.
Because even if the French officer comes behind
they
me,
should not know that you are also with me. Then all the people leave. But his friend does not
She
go.
says
that I will be with you.
Nicholas now cleverly messages the French officer.
He says that I am your supervisor.
You had messaged the FBI. I got to know.
So now you do this, change the password.
Because
our data can also be hacked. So the officer does this.
He was changing the password while making the video. Nicholas could also see this all. He now knew that he was changing the new password. With the help of this, he had finally reached their software, with the help of which he was able to recover all the data of the power plant.
Also, it is known that these hackers are too clever. They have used such a system which cannot be hacked.
Also used the most expensive process to get the money, for which they paid a lot of money. For this reason, they were able to sell the money in the casino.
Much hacking. Soon the senior officer of France learns about
and
this.
And he spreads this rumor everywhere.
That Nicholas has sold our technology, that is, the software to China.
That's why he should be arrested immediately.
And when the captain finds out about this,
then he immediately sends a message to his
Nicholas
sister to run away from there as soon as possible.
When the agent and officer reach there,
then it is known that Nicholas has run away from
then
here.
They track his location to find out where he is.
But his system was telling him the old location because Nicholas had changed his tracker. That is, which was removed from an hour to a day. Then we see Nicholas and his friends.
And he tells him to go away from here.
Because now our companionship is no less than
now
a danger.
We see the captain who was coming to meet them while sitting in the car.
But before that, he leaves the car.
Ilyas attacks him with a very big gun.
In the same car, there is a very big
and
explosion.
The poor captain dies. They now shoot Nicholas and his friends too,
to kill them, but at the same time, the FBI agent, officer, and their team
where now
blind
bullets are fired from both sides. But because that hacker, that is, Ilyas's people, were too much, that's why they shoot and kill both the agent and the officer.
By then, Nicholas and his friends had also left from here.
After that, they reach Malaysia. Because a while ago they saw that
the hackers were trying to hack Malaysia's power plant.
And when people reach here, they come to know
about a power plant and 5 mining companies.
That is, those who made digging in the mine.
Here now, Nicholas understands everything.
That they had deliberately hacked the power plant in Hong Kong because they wanted to see if we can hack or not. And here too, they are going to do the same. They will hack the system here,
the power plant, and fill water in all the mining companies.
The situation here
all
will deteriorate.
Will also start falling in
and
price.
When everything will be cheaper,
then they will use their $73 million here,
and they will increase their money so much that
no one would have thought.
But we now have ruined all their plans. They also find out that all those hackers are in Indonesia.
That's why now they had also reached there
and start finding out how to get into their system,
for which an accident is made according to the plan.
And as soon as everyone's attention goes that way,
by giving a chance, Nicholas entered the control room, and now he had access to their system.
Now all the information comes in front of him when he checks the system.
It turns out that they have put their $73 million in a small bank here.
That's why he also sends his friend to that bank. Wherever she goes,
She tells that she has a meeting
but my
in a
pen
while.
drive, which has a lot of data in it, you
is
can
not
put it in your
opening.
system and take out the data and give
Agreeing
it to me.
to this, they put the pen drive in their system.
And as soon as this happens, all the access to that bank
And
goes
the money
to
that
Nicholas.
hacker Ilias hid here.
That is $73 million. He steals
Then he
it.
leaves a message and his number for Ilias.
As soon as he sees this, Ilias
Asks,
calls him.
"Tell me, what do you want?
Why did you transfer the money to yourself?
On
which Nicholas says that I know you also have a boss.
You make me talk to him."
Then when he makes him talk to his boss,
Then
he also asks the same question to Nicholas that
On
what
which
do
he
you want?
says
that when you will
Then
complete
I want
your
one
work part of it. And if you are willing to give one part, then I will return your money. On which the boss says that okay, but I want to
On
meet
which
you
Nicholas
first.
agrees. He prepares to go. First of all, he wraps thick papers all over his body, because he knew that anything could happen
He also
there.
had some weapons with him.
He then reaches the place where the hacker's boss had called him.
As soon as he comes here, he has been
But
attacked.
now, as soon as the boss comes
He
in front of
immediately
him,
attacks and kills him.
After killing him,
He also took revenge for his
as
captain
soon
friend.
as he killed him, he left from
but
here.
he was injured a lot.
That's
That's why his friend takes him away by giving him support.
Anyway, the next day, both leave this
They
country.
were very
happy.
because now they have $73 million and the police can't find them. So now they will spend a lot of
But
money.
still, if there is no other problem,
They take the money and run away from
And with
here.
this,
the story of the movie ends here.